probably touch one or two leagues, top five leagues that happened in the weekend before that. But today we are focusing on the Champions League and giving you our own prediction. The guys are going to give you their own prediction about today's game. Good morning, John. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting, thrilling Champions League game show.
Good morning, also.
Well, it's a repeat of the UEFA Super Cup today. What happened in Super Cup? I hope it doesn't happen again. And interesting results from the weekend. Let's remind you of that. But welcome to the show, guys.
Okay, let's dive into the other leagues. Top five list that we didn't. Yesterday we just focused on the Premier League and we couldn't even take calls because games of the EPL games this weekend was massive, so we need to focus on it. But today let's talk about them, the top five list a little bit. But before we dive into the Champions League proper, if you look at Spain, games happening in the weekend. I'll talk about the three big guys there. Real Betis and Barcelona. Real Betis and Barcelona played like they draw again. Barcelona dropping points at the weekend. Real Madrid winning their own game. So Barcelona is in trouble if they don't win this league after trashing Barcelona and they don't win this league. After trashing Real Madrid and don't win this league, it's going to be somehow. They won Girona away from home 3-0. And the lovely match I love in the weekend is Atletico Madrid and Sevilla playing at a 1-1, 4-3 draw. 4-3 win.
It's almost thriller.
Yes, it was 3-3 at some point. At least scored in the 90th minute to make it 4-3. But let's talk about the Barcelona.
Griezmann to the rescue.
Let's talk first and talk about the Barcelona because that game against Real Betis, they are almost winning it already. But suddenly, in the just last minute of the game, they lost concentration and considered that goal in the 94th minute, and that game ended 2-2. What do you make of that, Barcelona? Do you think that if they continue like this, they might not actually win this league?
You know, I am actually shocked that they were not able to come away with 3 points in that encounter. I felt like they were a team that should have been able to pull it out, but you know, this is La Liga, and week in, week out, we get games that keep on shocking you. How Barcelona, with the squad they have and the talent they have, were not able to seal 3 points in that game. It's, it just baffles me. We just need to look out for, because the most important thing right now is that it's not hurting them right now because the points have been cut down, but it's not cut down to where we are in the Premier League, where it's almost 7 or 9 points between first and second. So it's not that bad yet, but Barcelona cannot afford to have this poor run of form continue, because they are going to set a very terrible precedent, which is getting Real Madrid in their groove, in form at the top of the table. It's hard for you to knock them off that position once they secure that position and begin to put daylight between you and them. So Barcelona need to pick up fast and then get back on track.
Okay, now so what do you make of that game in the weekend?
As a flip red card.
Yeah, I think red card for that game.
It suits me. No be Bundesliga where you go to shout for referee. If you shout anyhow, you collect. And that weekend didn't collect. But you look at the game, the way they played, you see that Barcelona side. I think now it's just the energy they came in with. It's, when you work with this intensity, you need to up the intensity in the next game. But when the other team observes and absorb more pressure, and you don't know how to break them down, bro, you go play, you go run, you know go feel break down those teams. Because look at now, Real Betis. Look at the way they play. They were compact in midfield. They were compact in defense.
And they packed the balls.
They closed up the gaps. No, they call pack the balls.
They packed the balls for crying out loud. It's not as if they came out and they're playing attacking.
If they pack balls, Lewandowski for no see free. The kind. Say Lewandowski for that goal, he get enough time. Like there was the time on his plate was Catholic SS. He relaxed. He can't Lewandowski can sit on the ground in that box 18 and count 1 to 7.
What happened in the first 38 minutes of that game, though, before that error happened? What happened before then?
Normally, you go against Barca, you don't come out all fighting or swinging.
So they pack the balls.
You come out in the first 20 minutes, you observe, then gradually they put their weight into the game, and they went on into that game, and Lewandowski got that goal because you could see the way the time limit he had on the box. Definitely, as a defender, striker not supposed to get that space for your box 18. But he got the goal, good for him. And Leslie also got the penalty and he buried it. Good result for Real Betis. Going into that game, I think the game just changed when Hansi Flick had a red card, because the person on the sideline could not do the same work the manager would have done.
Yeah, but they were able to come back into the game, score a second goal, and then they were winning just until the final 4 minutes of added time, and that's when they conceded due to Dial's goal. They considered Dial's
Okay,
goal.
that game ended 2-2 for Barcelona. They dropped 2 points in the title race, but Real Madrid won their game comfortably by 3 goals to nil, and Mbappe scored in the 62 minutes. Now let's talk about Mbappe, because everyone has criticized him throughout this season that he's not scoring goals, he's missing penalties, his confidence high, and he delivered again. He scored his goal for Real Madrid too. It was the third goal. They were winning 2-0, and he scored that third goal to make a comfortable win for Real Madrid.
Definitely, we said this when he comes. It's a gradual process. You don't expect him to travel all the way from France to Spain and start firing in all cylinders.
He's a
You
super
We expect him to
we
do
expect-
so.
we expected
We
him to do
expect
so
him
when
to
he
do
moved
so.
from Monaco
Don't
to-
say that.
It's a travel.
Real
It's a
Madrid
different-
expected him to do so. That's why they paid the £150 million signing bonus. That's why they waited. That's why they did all they
and
did.
they
That's
signed
why
the player
he's
on a free
that's why he's
transfer.
on the biggest paycheck at Madrid right now.
That's
So
why, and they
don't
brought
come
him
in
in
and tell me that.
on a free transfer.
Irrespective,
You don't
because
expect-
that's what's expected of this man. That's the thing.
See,
It's to their
for you
benefits
now,
that
for
they
the-
got him
for
without
the
a
fan
transfer.
base, for
Not
the
a
fan
detraction.
base, you would always expect somebody that come in on a high paycheck to start immediately and start firing. But it's a new team, a different culture. There's something we call a psychological shock. If you use psychology,
I
culture
like
shock.
how you are trying to attribute his poor performance to the
No,
fact
not
that
poor performance.
he
It's a
doesn't
new
have
team.
a place in that front three, and he's the place that he calls home in the front three. Someone else is occupying it, and then that position he's been running from. You see, they say that been running away from is where you are going to come back.
From
But
Igbo
now
still
you're
go
putting
there.
it down to culture shock.
No, not the culture shock. It's the same thing. Culture shock, new system of play, because this guy is many coaches that came to the PSG side have tested him as the not. You don't say took your player as top 9 at some point. You get other coaches play him as top 9 at some point. He no work. He didn't do. But you can see him run from the flanks. Anthony Martial, before he came from what's it called now to Man United, was a top 9, but he was always driving him from the flank. The same thing with Isak at Newcastle. He was top 9, but he's always driving it from the flanks. You get, it doesn't stop the wingers from doing their job as wingers. But because Anthony Martial came to Man United, he was dragging that position with Rashford, if you remember. But at some point, there was this gel they had. There was this communication they had. They were always switching between them. You get, so for him now, it's just to find a way to switch between him, Jude Bellingham, and Vinicius Junior. But I just feel like it's the Spain environment, and he's getting into the groove gradually. You can see that in recent years he's scoring back-to-back goals. At some point he doesn't score goals. At first he wasn't scoring at all, but now he's scoring at least in 3 matches. He's scoring 2 goals. You know that the numbers are beginning to add up.
Okay, that game ended 3 goals to nil in favor of Real Madrid. If you look at the table is getting interesting in that La Liga. Barcelona still stay fourth after 17 games with 38 points. Real
Shout out
Madrid.
to Adagula in that game.
Yeah, Adagula. Okay, even let's go talk about the table, because Atletico won that game 4 goals to 3. Griezmann scoring in the 94th minute to win that game. It was a good game and good play. You know, if you are a neutral and watching this game, you will love it. And Alvarez was there, but I don't think he got on the score sheet. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he played his part. Griezmann scoring 2 goals and winning that game. Atletico are exactly fighting, and our own Ihan Acho did not start, and the other guy Ejuke, both of them did not start for Sevilla. And let's see, but in that game, Ihan Acho was introduced. He didn't get a goal, but I was thinking about when he was introduced in that game that probably he would do magic, and they didn't get a goal. But generally, Atletico won that game 4 goals to 3.
Uduke is out injured, I think hamstring also, and he will not be available till after Christmas. But look at the Paul's goal. The first goal, the Paul's goal was wonderful. I don't know why midfielders like that Atletico is a big side. I wouldn't say midfielders like that don't get the accolades they deserve. You get, but he doesn't get the accolades he deserves. He's been in the club. He's done numbers. He's done the numbers for Argentina. He's done the numbers for
If we check
Atletico
up those numbers now, it's
as
average
a
numbers.
defensive midfielder.
If we check up those numbers now,
check the average. No matter how you put the
numbers.
average, at some point, see, I will say this now, and I'll say it so you understand it. At some point in a player's career, as an average player or below average player, there are some games or numbers you put up that even world-class players don't expect you to put up those kind of numbers.
Yes.
I'm not telling you.
And you putting them up is not
I'm not telling you
a
he's a
halo moment.
I'm not telling you he's a world-class player, but I said he's put up some numbers that you don't expect him to put up. And in this game, he was one of those players as a CM that created the most chances for the game, had one of the most tackles, when you say passes and everything was going through him, like he was the league leader. was the ring leader in that side, and he helped the side get the first goal, led the side to the win. Now I'm going to say about Griezmann's goals. His 2 goals was top notch.
Griezmann is a good player, but if you look at that La Liga table now, okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. I'll be reading your comments live in the studio. Okay, one of our comments says, Anacletus to be saying, Barca powerhouse right now is Rafinha. If Barca continue to relax, they will end up losing this league. In Spain, there are only 3 teams: Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. So definitely they are just the 3 top teams. But if you look at
our senior man too,
which senior man, if you look at the La Liga table, after 17 games, is 38 points for Barcelona. They stay 4th, but Real Madrid are 2nd with 36 points, but they have a game in hand.
Yeah.
If they win it, they top the league. And in 3rd position is Atletico Madrid with 35 points after 16 games too. They have 1 game in hand too. So if they win it, they have the same point with Barcelona. So it's going to be a very, very tough La Liga title in the like this season. So let's see who comes out on top. Okay, let's move on to the Serie A, because our own Atlanta are not topping the league, because in the weekend Napoli lost at home. So it was a good result for Atlanta, and our draw masters
Juventus
drew again.
not be drew again. See that match they try. They came from behind from 2
It
goals
doesn't matter.
down.
It doesn't matter.
They come
It's still
from 2
draw.
goals down.
It's still
See,
draw.
Against Bologna.
See,
It's still
Coming
draw.
from
they
2
are
goals down.
disgracing that title of unbeaten. How can you say you're unbeaten and you're almost 10th on the table?
They are 7th on the table.
Eh?
They are 7th on the table.
How can you
Played
be bragging
unbeaten.
you're unbeaten and you're 7th on the
It's a
table?
rebuild season for them.
Okay,
It's a rebuild season. New coach, new system, new everything.
On Saturday we talked about Inter winning their game 3-1. Atlanta winning AC Milan 2-1. So that's why they are top. But Juventus drew their game 2-2. Roma drew won their game 4-1. So a good result for Roma.
Yes, Roma.
Yes, but the game that was interesting was the Napoli and Lazio.
Back-to-back loss now.
Nobody
You lose
expected
from-
Napoli to lose at home, but they lost at Lazio. What's wrong with
You lose for me when they lost against Lazio on Wednesday and they played on Sunday
and they lost again,
Now-
back-to-back loss
now,
against Lazio?
this is a story of Tottenham Man City. Team will pass you. If you know the inform, you get people just get your weakness for hand. You get yes, that's where they sweet you. Get the people who have fun. Lazio, I think this is now the Napoli kryptonite now Lazio, because beating them back to back match. And it's not even back to back matches like maybe after 3 games you now meet again. It's back to back. Midweek you beat them, Saturday you beat them. If they meet again next week, they will still collect the 3 points from them, because that's why I see Lazio playing like. And Tijani was good on that on that match. You see that they had a structure to play with. They had a style and they kept on to that style. Napoli kept coming at them looking for the equalizer, but it didn't come. You get, because this team just know how to shut down from midfield and create their chances and bury their chances and come back and absorb pressure, and that was what Lazio did in that game.
Madison, they are coming to pressure. They had only 1 shot on target in 19 minutes.
That's the thing. You pack the bus.
Look
you
at
gloriously
it. You
pack the
absorb.
trailer.
He's not packing the bus.
He's packing
It's
the
called
bus. So
absorbing
let's call
pressure.
it what it is. Don't
If
come
I
and
absorb
add
pressure-
connect to this thing.
If I absorb pressure and score my goal.
had only 1 shot on target.
So you did not attack these guys. You just came there and say, Baba, last, come and go. You know, let's continue. So that's what they did. They didn't come there to play any attacking stuff. And then again, for Napoli, this is the season I've been waiting for, because we were talking about this when the Osimhen saga was going on, when Osimhen's agent came out
Now
to
this
say
time
that
they wait for
they don't need-
Every Nigerians
they
are
don't
waiting for
need-
this.
when the thing no go dey function
they
without
don't need any other prophet again. Baba market na Conte market by your side.
Let's talk about Fiorentina won that game, which is good result for them. They won that game 1-0. But let's talk about Juventus. They drew a game in that game. This is if you look at Juventus in the league table, they stay 6th with 27 points. After 15 days, they won 6 and drew 9 and lost 0. That means they are still unbeaten in the Serie A. But they are 27 points, way off from 7 points away from Atlanta. So do you think what is wrong with Juventus? They keep drawing even in Champions League they are drawing.
They will jam Atlanta now. Abi that unbeaten team will end. Abi because for me, I'm not buying into this whole idea of unbeaten. When you look at the run of games they've had, look at matches where they drew, look at matches where they were in winning positions and then they capitulated and had to beg for a draw in those matches. There is nothing convincing from Juventus for me in this season so far, and we understand it when we say it's a rebuild season. Yes, it's a rebuild season, but when we went 3 weeks back, they were in the top 3 and people were saying Juventus are in this title race. No, it's too early to call
one. Juventus in the title
we
race.
Said it here now.
We said they're a good side.
You said it
I
here.
I said it's a good side. Mota, I'll be backing Mota to take Juventus.
Unbeaten.
They are still unbeaten.
You said here that they are in the title race and that they are the only unbeaten team.
Mota in the title race after game week 5.
They are the only unbeaten team.
Mota in the title race after game week 5.
You are banking on this unbeaten team.
I said unbeaten, and I know that they were on a rebuild season, but I didn't put them in the title race because I know the teams. AC Milan will put for title race. So AC Milan did. We put AC Milan for title race. Napoli, Inter Milan, Atlanta. Now the 4 teams we put for title race. They will come put Juventus as a complementary this thing, and Lazio. These are the 5-6 teams to put in the title race. Where are the other teams now? Atlanta is topping the table and clear off at the top. Inter Milan is second. Fiorentina will not even hope to do anywhere second. Napoli is still second. I mean with the game at hand, if they win and they go there second now. Then Fiorentina will not put at all. They play clean sheets here and there. Has the most clean sheet in the league. So please, if Juventus did title race from beginning of the season, they know they did again. No, they look me like that. They know they did again. No, me say
because you said it on this show. And
no, we don't count them for title race.
That's why I am marking you now.
In the Premier League, we called Aston Villa in the title race and top 4 race. Where are they now? Newcastle the same thing. Where they?
If you look at that table now, Atlanta stay for Lukman's team stay first with 34 points after 15 games. Napoli 32 points. Inter Milan with a game in hand with 31 points. Fiorentina with a game in hand against Inter Milan with 31 points. Lazio 5th with 31 points, and Juventus unbeaten. They are 6th with 27 points. So let's see.
Put that title for their name.
Let's see where they are going
to
end. Okay, if you move on, let's just talk about the table in Bundesliga. Bayern Munich still stay for with 33 points. Frankfurt second with 27 points, and Bayer Leverkusen is 26 points. RB Leipzig with 24 points. That's the top 4 in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich have won 10 games, 3 draws and 0 loss, so they are still unbeaten in this Bundesliga. So let's see if Hurricane, because they have lost the German Cup already, they are out of German Cup already. So let's see if Hurricane is going to be winning.
Thanks to Leverkusen.
Yes, let's see if Juventus will be winning this particular.
But bad news for them, Nura will not be available till I think next
January. But then they are still going to win. It's Bayern Munich. But
6 points clear, man.
6 points clear. If you go to the Ligue 1, PSG still stay first with 34 points, and Marseille second with 29. Monaco 29 points with in third position, and Lille with 26 points. PSG are definitely winning this league. They are still unbeaten too.
5 points is not much, 5 points above Marseille is not much. We're just waiting for that gradual. But I'm just looking at the goal scorers list. What's it called? Your man, David.
Yes.
Jonathan leading the chart with just 1 goal difference between him and Mason Greenwood, my man. So it's just a balanced race for the Golden Boot in France now. But I feel like the 5 points gap between PSG and Marseille is not much. They can take it up anytime.
Okay, let's move on now to the Champions League proper. Champions League is happening today. I'll give you the fixtures. Then we talk about some of the games, or if not all of the games for today. For today's fixtures is Dynamo Zagreb versus Celtic, Girona versus Liverpool. That game is happening. 18:45 is 15 minutes to 7, right? 15 minutes to 7, that game is happening. Those 2 games have early kickoff. For 9 o'clock is Brest versus PSV, Shakhtar Donetsk versus Bayern Munich, Club Brugge versus Sporting Lisbon, RB Salzburg versus PSG. They need to win that game today. This is a must win because their opponents have not even won again. RB Leipzig will play Aston Villa, Bayer Leverkusen is going to play Inter Milan, and Atlanta
the
will
big
play
one.
Real Madrid today.
Super Cup final.
Let's start from that game. It's Atlanta versus Real Madrid, the Super Cup final repeat. What do you think will happen in that game? Lookman is in form of his life, and I'm backing him. He's my guy.
Let's not forget Charles de Catalia in that side too.
But me, I know that name is true. But our own Lookman, let's talk about our own Lookman. Leave the other guy alone, please. Lookman is what I'm talking about today. What do you think will happen in that game? Real Madrid have their squad are doing well. I think Vini is back back from injury. I don't know if he's going to start this game or not, but he might be on the bench. But Atlanta are top of the table. They are doing well in Champions League. What do you make will happen in this game?
I think it's going to make for a tantalizing encounter because you have a lot of attacking prowess. You know, you have a lot of strikers and wingers who can put you under derision according to scriptures. You know, so I think we are primed to enjoy good quality football. I want to point out two markers for this game because if you watch that game against Girona, Kylian Mbappe got that goal coming in from the right flank, cutting in and scoring it. So the Real Madrid's lineup for today's game is going to be telling of if they are going to be set up to win, which they desperately need at this point, because let's not forget we have just 3 games left in this league format before we move on to the knockout stages.
And this is the final one for this year.
For the year. This is the final one for the year. I think, you know, having recovered their form, having recovered a good run of results in the last 3 games, let's forget about the, you know, terrible run they had before that. Just the last 3 games, the good run they've had, the players they had, they brought in, and the players that are doing well so far. Jude got his goal. I don't know if that was his first for this.
He has got 3 consecutive games.
So
all goals.
Jude is finally scoring. Mbappe is back scoring. The question is going to be the lineup they set up for Atlanta, and for Atlanta,
we know their formation already.
We know their formation. They are ready to go. They are. In fact, Real Madrid should be scared coming into this one.
Okay, no. So if you look at that game, Mbappe, everybody's looking at him now. He has to be saving Real Madrid, especially when they are losing. Everybody's looking at him.
Especially when Vini is not around.
Yes, and if they are looking for a goal, everybody's going to be looking at him. But we have our own Lookman there to be looking out for also. But in this game, what do you think generally will happen in this game?
Real Madrid no get defense.
If
they decide
Asensio, one young
if
Asensio.
they decide no, I'm not even talking about the left back. Asensio is good. Ferran Asensio is good in the other side of the pitch. I'm not talking about him now.
I think he plays the CB now.
No, he's a player that can play CB left back. He's like the Guardiola kind of player, the arcade Emmanuel.
And this back is back. Alaba is back.
Alaba is back. He will play in that position. The left back and the center half. That position is sorry, Raul Asensio and Fran Garcia. Those are young players that could play in the defense line. I'm not scared of that particular side of the defense. Lucas Vazquez.
Yes.
He's old and out of pace.
True that.
See, I think Mourinho did a good job converting him to a right back instead of a winger that he was.
Yes.
And the same way they converted Bale from left back to winger, I think that was the same thing they did with him, and he's done well so far. But he's aging and out of pace. I don't think he should be starting against the Charles Catalia and Ademola Lookman in defense. You saw him against AC Milan. While this person was dribbling past him, he was laughing. Rafael was laughing while dribbling past him.
He laughs at everybody.
So he laughs at everybody, but in that scenario, in that scenario, you could capture the image. You could see that it was pure. I they laugh you. Not be I they laugh because
the guy laughs at everybody. Don't worry about you.
So if you look at that particular incident, you could not say no be just about everybody. This one was special, was deep because this guy was lying down on the floor. You get, because it was outpaced and lying down on the floor. But I feel like in this game, Camavinga would be highly missed. Their defensive midfield would be actually shaky. You get, and they need something replacing. They need someone to replace that position. I don't think Tchouaméni is one of those players. I've seen he's a good player. I'm not going to take away credit for him, but I don't think he's one of those players for big games.
Isn't this the game where Jude will be sent deep, and then you have maybe someone else, another 10 come in and play in that midfield? For me,
who will be the 10 come in and play?
And you have Adagula.
Adagula, they will expect Adagula from the flanks.
No, I wouldn't expect him on the right. I'll play him in the middle. Play Rodri on the right where he is. Play Vini on the left. Then play Mbappe up front.
I think Rodri.
And then
you want to manage Vini's injury. You want to manage Vini's injury. So Kylian might start.
Kylian will start.
Vini will be on the bench at first. Then
Adagula from the right. For Vini?
I don't think Rodrigo
is back from injury.
Is he back?
He's back from injury.
Okay.
So he should be starting as the front 9, while Adagula on the left, on the right, and Kylian on the left. So with this front 3, you have a Luka Modric, a Valverde and a Jude Bellingham, then Tchouaméni on the bench, it puts more workload on Valverde, Fade and Jude to defend.
Okay, let's see what happens in that game. Okay, let's say operation for that game is Atlanta and Real Madrid. Who wins? Give us a scoreline. Let's see who.
They've not gotten the win against Real Madrid in about a couple of years now, so I think Real Madrid will still go on to the win.
I think it's going to be 2-2 or Atlanta win.
For them to qualify for this top 8, Real Madrid needs to win this game.
Yeah.
They talk about top 8, no hope again for top 8.
Oh, no hope again for top 8.
No hope again.
Okay, let's see what happens. It's Lookman versus Mbappe. Because I want to put it that way. It's Lookman because Lookman is our superstar. He's going to win in Africa. Yes. He's going to win the CAF award, so he's a superstar too. It's Lookman versus Mbappe. So let's see what happens today. That game is happening 9 p.m. today. Let's hope Atlanta. I'm supporting Atlanta today, personally for personal reasons because of Lookman. So let's see if he's win. Okay, let's talk about other games. Salzburg versus PSG. These are the two teams that are struggling in Champions League. Even though PSG. Okay, before we go into that game, one more comment on our YouTube channel. Anacletus is predicting that game. He's saying Lookman to score a brace today. Atlanta 3, Real Madrid 1.
Very apt, man.
I support you. 3-1. In fact, I take that 3-1 scoreline in Jesus' name. Okay, let's move over to RB Salzburg versus PSG. RB Salzburg has struggled. They are not going to qualify, obviously, for any knockout stage. So they are going to. I think they have lost almost all the games they have played in Champions League.
They can still qualify.
Oh, they might
have because if they win this one, they go 6 points. And that 6 points now is where Real Madrid is, and the last team in the 24 teams. So if they win this one, they equal Real Madrid.
PSG needs to win this one.
If PSG win, PSG will top Real Madrid.
If Madrid will drop, if they lose,
that's if Madrid lose, and Real Madrid will not drop out of the 24, which is not possible.
It's possible.
Which is likely impossible.
And that will be the highlight of this Champions League.
Real Madrid will come out for Champions League for
it would have validated the point that I've been making all this while.
If let's say you want me to sack Ancelotti for this job,
I have no beef with Ancelotti, but if that's what he's going to
get one thing I understand. Ancelotti arranged team finish, and if like say when you train people finish, they go competition. You can't seek. Assistant coach can't carry them go the competition, can't win 3 straight competition. You know bad player, you know set player. The same team where you arrange. Assistant coach. You will be the man where you arrange that. This is not going to feel better. So if Ancelotti come out for group stage for this one now, it will be a problem. It will be like he's not up there.
He won the Champions League with them. He came back and won it with them.
Again.
Yes.
So what
after Zidane get left, you understand that? Like he arranged team, left, and Zidane took over and won 3 in a row.
He won 1 himself.
Now you know start like he come out. Zidane win 3 in a row.
See, Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Any coach you put there, somehow they will win
they will win trophy. We
somehow.
Know. Why Lopetegui don't win anything?
He was sacked. How many games did he play on Real Madrid?
That's
it's almost just 4 games.
For me,
why don't win anything?
If they don't win this encounter or they pick a point from this encounter, let's just know that Real Madrid are in danger of crashing out entirely.
Okay, let's stay with RB Salzburg and PSG. What do you think will happen in that game?
Salzburg.
For me,
I'm sticking with Salzburg because I know I'm a PSG. I know I'm a Real Madrid. But if you say make Salzburg win now, it means this person's job is at stake. My man, Enrique.
Yeah, it's a better result for him because
they came out to back it that anything that happened, they say that he's going to stay, whether they are out.
That's
or not.
what they will say. The funny thing is, if you ever played Football Manager, once you are in that simulation and you see it in the press that they came out to back you, Baba, just go and pack your bags and just get ready. Start sending your CVs out because you've got that's yellow card. The next one is exit. Go and ask Dan Ashworth.
But I feel like PSG in this one they will tell you they back the manager, but if you crash out of the Champions League group stage, it becomes a problem for your career. It becomes a question mark on your resume. You get because other big clubs will be like, you only take us to this, you can take us so far. Maybe 3 review because I want to hunt for trophies.
Why will a club Brugge and final be qualifying and you are not going to qualify?
That's the thing though. Look at it now. Paris Saint-Germain sits 25th with 4 points. Mm-hmm. From them 25th to 32 is just 3 points. 3 points. That's 1 point difference between 25th to 32, which means anything going anyway in any of these games, and
they are out
of that. They're already out right now, but they could be worse off, as in totally disqualified from these knockout stages. And Madrid too, they are sitting on the precipice of being eliminated from this competition. So they have to go and wake up all the oracles and come out and play Atalanta. But hopefully Atalanta will beat them and beat them good.
Okay, let's get your prediction for that. Salzburg versus PSG. Who wins?
If this man go experiment this nonsense wey dey try since wey dey play Ousmane Dembele as top 9, come put the 2 strikers wey he get for bench, he go lose.
Okay, John.
I just want Luis Enrique gone.
Wow,
So,
why?
Salzburg win.
What is your problem with
How
him?
you go buy 2 strikers put them for bench, they play winger as top 9?
That's not my problem. My problem with him is, why is he trying to mess with the anointed one, Kylian Mbappe, during the final stay at that club after being a fantastic servant? 2, why is it so difficult for him to work with ego, work with star players, work with players around him? Look at the 150 million signings that PSG has spent are becoming redundant on the bench, and you call yourself a manager because your ego has to be above that of the players. Why should we have that?
If you buy a player like Anthony, and Anthony is not performing too, is it because that you bought Anthony for 70 million pounds that you must play him? It doesn't work that way in football.
These people that we are talking about were paid good money for, and they are sitting on the bench doing nothing. It's not about them doing well. You give them the chance to do well, and they've not been given that chance.
John, these players, maybe they don't fit the style of play he wants to play.
Anthony's style of play.
I don't know, but I feel like for you to go and pay that amount for Ramos after his loan spell,
this man had a loan spell.
It means
he scored incredible goals, and he did well.
It means during his loan spell he delivered.
Yes.
Now next season, after you buy him on permanent deal, wait now go to after you buy him on permanent deal, now put him on the bench, you now bring in a Kolomwani.
Yes.
To compete with him.
Now the Kolomwani that was firing elsewhere, scoring goals last season elsewhere.
The Kolo guy now is still on the bench with the player he's supposed to compete with.
Yes. And both of them are sitting out and cashing out week in, week out.
Ramos came back from a long-term injury. He got injured, and that's his deal. They were supposed to pay, but PSG didn't want to pay that season, so they brought him on loan. On obligation to pay that fee next season, so this one was a little bit different. But in that game, you people are backing Salzburg to win.
Yes,
no problem.
No, we are saying
the god of football. People are hearing
Enrique out.
Babele FC. I'm not talking Enrique out, but I just say if Enrique misbehave, he go out. Okay. But if he do the normal, start me Rasmus for front, play somebody with Sabi crossbar for flanks. Ousmane Dembele for right, the other guy for left. The team go just, balance like Keke Napep. No be Okada wey dey ride on 2 legs. Go balance like Keke Napep or like trailer. They go win this match.
Okay, let's move on to Liverpool game. Liverpool are playing to Girona, and Liverpool are unbeaten in the Champions League. They have played all their games. They play 5 games and won 5 games. They have a perfect record in this Champions League. They are playing Girona at home, who are losing a lot. In fact, they are losing the game. They have lost this. I can't even count it. They are not doing well in the Champions League. They are not doing there in the La Liga after their last year breakthrough in the La Liga. But this season they have been off. Really, really off. If you look at where Girona sits on the table, they stay 30th with just 3 points. They won only after 5 games, just only won 1 game, and they have lost 4. But they are playing a Liverpool side which have their goalkeeper Alisson is back and he's ready to play. I don't know if he's going to start, but
I don't think Alisson should be starting.
But he said that he's back from injury and he's ready to play. But they are playing. What do you think will happen again? Liverpool should be blowing them out.
The last match, who started in defense alongside Van Dijk in the last match? I think it was Joe Gomez.
Yes.
Now in this match, you'll be seeing maybe a Quaisa play alongside Van Dijk. The front line is just the way it is. This guy is off; will not be available today. McAllister disciplinary actions. I think 5 yellow cards so far in the Champions League. So it's just who starts and who plays on the bench that we're going to look at the Liverpool side. I think in this game now we might be seeing an Wataru start, and you start a Wataru against a Gravenberch in defense. It means there's no hope of going forward to perhaps score goals. You're going to maybe conserve a lot and perhaps hit on the break. And I think that's what they want to do against what's called Girona side, who might want to play tiki-taka kind of attacking, flowing football, come at them with all the Spanish style they have, and they just sit on the break and score their goals and sit back and defend the rest of the game.
John, what do you think will happen? And Slot is actually doing well. If you look at the way they play, I like the way he plays football, and I like the way he's calm on the sideline. But now playing this Girona side, they are not doing well. But do you think that Salah will keep firing?
I think Salah, there's no doubt that Salah is a class player. There's no doubt that he's a legend of the club. There's no doubt that they rely on him more than they are willing to admit in public. Let's get that out of the way. But I don't expect him to do anything more than just do what he's been doing for Liverpool, which is come big for them in key moments. And even if he doesn't do so in this game, I wouldn't hold it against him, because let's not forget that Liverpool are playing an unknown. They've not played Girona, I think. I don't in the last 5, 6, 7 years. I don't think they played Girona.
They played, yeah, Girona that just came into the limelight recently.
So they've not played these guys. They've not tested, what these guys can offer, what they can bring to the table. So I think this game is best to approach it with caution, and then as you see yourself dominate, you now go out and you explore more in this encounter. But for Girona, having had the season they had last season, and now they've fallen off the cliff they were able to climb last season, I think this game is just go out there, close it out, see if you can get something for yourselves, and then continue to build, because they were heavily depleted after transfers that happened in the summer, and they need to rebuild with young talent, and I think that's what they need to do.
Girona has 1 point from their last 4 games in all competition. Just 1 point, which is just one draw from their last 4 games in all competitions, and they'll be seeking a result in this one. It's just, I have said everything I need to say about Liverpool side, being the top guys, being everything, how they need to get the game and win the game. But they just need to get away. Girona just needs to get away to get a result against this one. A draw will be good for them, because they are still 30th in the Champions League table with 3 points.
Yes.
So which means total of, maybe if you calculate it, the average of total of 1 win in 5 games, maybe 1 win, 0 lose, 0 draws, and 4 losses. So this game now is a game to send a message that, okay, fine, we know we are crashing out, but let's keep our heads high and continue to fight.
Okay, let's get a prediction for that game.
Liverpool win.
Liverpool win, no so?
If Liverpool get my beat Madrid, do be Girona.
Okay, Liverpool win. Okay, let's see what happens in that game. Okay, let's talk about Aston Villa. RB Leipzig will taking Aston Villa today. If you look at RB Leipzig, they have not won any game in the Champions League. They have played 5 and lost 5, which is very, very terrible for a team like that. For the next part, they sit second in the Bundesliga. Okay, they sit third now, third or fourth in the Bundesliga, because Frankfurt are now second in the Bundesliga. They have been started dropping off from the Bundesliga too. But how can you play a team like that, play 5 games and you are losing 5 games? You don't, not even 1 draw. Even though you can say that the fixtures they have, it's the big boy, they play a whole lot of big boys, but 5 games, even if it's a single point, come on.
0 points. 0 points. That's very poor.
It's very
poor for them. It's not as expected, because let's not forget that these guys fought their way into these Champions League places last season.
They not fought anything at their normal position. Finish for top 6.
They went into that position,
finish for
because
top 4. Finish for top 6. It's just like telling me, what's it called, Tottenham Hotspur for the past how many years have been fighting their way through.
Okay, let them not go out there and play their game now, and then let them miraculously appear in that position. Why they not appear this season? Why Tottenham not appear for
because
Champions League this season?
Better business.
And that's what we're talking about. If you do not fight for those positions, if you do not go out there week in, week out, put in a performance, you are not getting the result. And if you're not getting the result, you're not going to show for Champions League. So yes, they fought for that position, they got there, but then they decided to waste it this season, because they've not gotten even 1 point, even one farthing of a point on the board, and it's 2 points for me. I think they need to go and let me say, how would they say now?
They are playing at home against Aston Villa.
They need to launder their image.
How they want to get points?
They need to launder their image.
How they want to get points? Inter Milan, the one way supposed to get points now Celtic. And Celtic, when they go Scotland, Celtic knock them 3-1.
Inter Milan struggled to win that game 1-0.
Then the next one was Liverpool. These are 3 games, so then you have another one at Juventus. Juventus. They lost against Juventus. Now these are 4 games they could have at least against Juventus that has been playing draw. Juventus had a lucky win in that one because it was 3-2. Then their next game was against Atletico Madrid. So against these teams I've mentioned now, how they want to pick up points?
Go and look at Brest. How did they pick up their points too?
Okay, let's get a prediction for that game.
Brest no get heavy calendar.
Go and look at the other guys. How did they pick up those points?
Let's get
Brest no get big.
Simple and short. The fact you are deflecting says it all. The fact
you get big competition than this.
But the fact you are deflecting says it all. Because go look at who they won. Go look at who they played, and come back and we have this conversation.
Okay, let's get a prediction for that game. Aston Villa and RB Leipzig.
Please, Aston Villa win 3-0. Let them get out of the Champions League.
Okay, and also Aston Villa, they don't shock me. They are one of these teams that can go to Germany and score goals and win games. They did against what's called Bayern Munich, and I think they can do it again. So if they are going to Leipzig, they might just get a result in Leipzig.
Okay, the next game is Bayer Leverkusen and Inter Milan, two big guys playing today. If you look at Inter Milan, they are doing well. I think they lost only one game in their league in the Serie A. But if you come to the Champions League, they have not conceded a goal at all in the Champions League at all. So that when it comes to defense, they have a perfect defense. They have played 5 games and lost 0 games. They are unbeaten in Champions League and considered 0 goals, score 7 and considered 0 goals. So they are very, very good and they sit pretty top. They are going to obviously qualify for the top if they actually get a point, any point from this game. But if they are playing Bayer Leverkusen, who stays 6th, just 3 points behind them, what do you think will happen in that game?
I think it's an open game. Bayer Leverkusen have all 3 points to grab because this is Inter Milan. If you go back and check out their last few games, Inter Milan have not been winning teams as dominantly as they should with the firepower they have up front, which means something is not clicking. So coming up against the Leverkusen side that did what they did in the last match and the last encounter, they are going to be coming into the Champions League on high spirits, motivation, momentum, and they can win games with goals. Inter Milan struggle to score 2-3 goals in a match. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor because if they concede, which is bound to happen, can they fight their way back into the game and win it? That's what we are talking about.
And also, Bayer Leverkusen are very good in scoring goals. The way they set up, they score a whole lot of goals. Do you think it's the first time Inter will going to concede in this Champions League?
Without my star man, they feel no score.
Who is your star man? Boniface.
Yes. Without
Boniface, they have other strikers.
Then even Patrick Schick, who they missed 17 chances before he scored one. I could say Florian Wright can do the magic for them.
I think Wright is actually their star boy now.
He can do the magic for them, score 1 or 2 goals, but Patrick Schick can miss 17 chances before he buries 1 goal.
But Patrick Schick is a better scorer of the goal than some of the other strikers in the Premier League.
That's what you say, but everybody has their own opinion. Everybody gets their own. In a way, you believe you go like talk. So I feel like in this game, now going into this game, defensively, if they can defend against an Arsenal side and defend set pieces and not concede against Arsenal and win 1-0, and they go on to play other matches and win 1-0, you saw the match against Young Boys. Though they didn't, the Young Boys sat deep. They find it difficult breaking Young Boys, but they still got their win. If you can go into these games like this and get your win, especially against the Arsenal side, that we don't overhype their defense. Their defense is one of the best defense from last season, and you get a 1-0 win against Arsenal, I think you're good to go.
Okay, let's get your prediction for that game. Inter Bayer Leverkusen.
Lautaro Martinez score 1 goal. Match end. That's it.
John.
Leverkusen
win. Okay, let's talk about the next game. Is Bayern Munich. It's Shakhtar Donetsk versus Bayern Munich. You know, if you look at what company has been building with Bayern Munich, they are sitting pretty top very well in the Bundesliga. Obviously, they are going to win that league if they continue with their run of forms, even though they are out of the German Cup. But in the Champions League, they are not really doing well. And they only need these 3 points to make sure that they are going to qualify for that top knockout stages. If you look at where they sit on the table, it's not really 13th with 9 points, which is not bad. But if they win this game, they'll have 12 points, which makes them comfortable in that league table.
For me, winning this game is a must, but they have what it takes to. Unless you're going to tell me now that in the knockout stages, they are going to draw Madrid.
Which normally happens all the time.
Which normally happens, or they are going to draw another superpower who had an underwhelming league stage. Then I'll be worried for them. But either way, I see them qualifying.
Okay, now so what do you think?
Top 8. They qualify for top 8. It's not possible.
Okay, no top 8 probably is going
top
to be
top 8. I'm not saying it's not possible. Is it likely? No, we use English to confuse people. Is it likely impossible? Because in case if they possibly do them, they will say, okay, maybe not. English to confuse people. Is it likely impossible to qualify for top 8? But you see that place they did for safe hands. That 8 to 24, they did for safe hands so far. Winning this game now, it should be a walkover, a walk in the park.
Okay,
it should be a training session for them.
Okay, Bayern Munich will be winning. Okay, let's just get your prediction for other games. Dynamo Zagreb versus Celtic. Who wins?
Celtic.
My
Scottish brothers.
Okay, Club Brugge and Sporting Lisbon. Who wins?
Lisbon
wins.
Lisbon has lost a couple of games in recent days, and I see a draw in this one.
Okay, a draw. Okay, let's take phone calls and get your prediction for today's Champions League. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Please step away from your radio set.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very. Please turn down the.
Pedro from Omola.
Okay, Pedro from Bobo. What's your own contribution?
What is it?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm going now. So, I want to talk about that Atlanta versus Real Madrid game. First of all, I want to congratulate also for his match yesterday.
Yes, they won that game yesterday. Okay.
Yes, they don't try. Don't win. People were outside their coach.
Yeah, Wolves. Yes.
Yes. That Logotegi. You know what he's doing. Anytime they say they want to sack a rematch, he's not doing anything.
You know me, they go still Saka.
Atlanta Real Madrid, bro. Real Madrid will not lose that match. They will bring their experience today. The highest result Atlanta will get in that match is a draw.
It's a draw, okay.
Because I like the good, I like Real Madrid and I like Lukman.
Okay.
So I want the match to end in a draw. That will be a fair one for me. And Bayer Leverkusen Inter Milan. Inter Milan will beat Bayer Leverkusen today.
Okay.
My prediction is 2-0 in favor of Inter Milan.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. 0706 048 5853. Call us and tell us your own prediction for today's Champions League games. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. No, sir.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
It's AI from Enugu.
Okay. Your own prediction for today's game.
Those of you that say that Inter don't have firepower are making me angry. You know that Inter have a left back, DeMarco, that can shoot from where he is, even cross, and it will enter the net. Go and watch that guy's goals. Those goals are dangerous. They have Tora, who's scoring this season. They have Lautaro Martinez. The only thing is that their coach is a defensive-minded coach. But if you make him angry, he will collect. So, and talking of Enrique, that one is a settled problem already. He's going to pack his bag and go very soon.
Okay.
If they sack him, they sack Lopetegui. All the Spanish coaches will go. And very soon Guardiola will join them. And then to be treble of Spanish coaches that they will sack. And you come to Liverpool and Girona. And Slot, let him not just waste so much strength. Maybe 2-0 or 3-0 is okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And the Chelsea fans that are so happy. You know, say na caretaker. I collect rent for a house. But you know they do everything for his own. It's for the landlord. When it's time, he give everything to the landlord. So that's the same way. They are struggling for what they will still submit the key to somebody else by the end of the season. You will see.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Nice prediction. He died in small to Chelsea. I don't know why he entered Chelsea. People very small. Just died in small to Chelsea.
He just want to knock them straight bullets. And yeah, well, I understand what he said.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
My gentleman.
Good morning.
In the studio.
Name and location, please.
Chelsea Friday, going from Gary.
Okay. What is your prediction for today's game?
My team.
Yes.
My brother, I thought I would win Real Madrid. Real Madrid will come out for that group.
Okay.
So they go sleep. They don't win that first league, 15,000. They don't. Maybe when they reach that first, come on. I think they will win them. They will drop.
Okay.
So, then what's up?
My guy, I didn't hear you.
When they want to play, they win. Whatever. Hello?
Yes, we
They hear you. They hear you.
This man we call now. I think you are talking about Chelsea. I know. How do you see my people then? They are talking about Chelsea. I know. I'm moving ahead, but we are not looking for title. I'm looking for maybe we play for where I will win. That person when you talk about Chelsea, anyway, she's done because man you go to education. I'm not talking. If you like to talk about right, you go to education. Liverpool go lose today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, in the EPL, yesterday's game, West Ham won against Wolves 2-1. It was a good game for West Ham. Even though they gave him one game to survive, the coach, and somehow he managed to win that game.
No, normally we're supposed to win against Wolves now.
Come on.
We're supposed to win against Wolves.
Hello, good morning.
Check head to head.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Ike.
Okay, Ike, what is your own prediction for today's game?
Real Madrid will win their match.
Real Madrid to win, okay?
I don't tell ourselves to they'll win their match. For a person where they build house, for caretaker, or they collect money.
Rent.
If you collect time and not give you, you go down waiting. The collect time and they refuse to give you. So you go to court. If you reverse you, let's go to court.
Mm-hmm.
No who go win. That's the thing.
Okay.
Because this Man fans, I think they did 13th now.
Mm.
This weekend they will play Man City. They will lose. After Man City, I think Liverpool. If not created the position, they will go backward for that 2 matches. I know that they must lose the 2 matches. So everything they are saying, people should not look for them because they don't know what to do again.
Okay.
So, that's the thing.
All right, thank you very much.
For Liverpool, Liverpool will win the match. They win them.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, finally, let's talk about the FIFA top 11 players was released yesterday. First 11, FIFA Pro. You call it FIFA Pro World 11 in goalkeeper. Okay, let's take the final call before I give you that lineup. It's a good lineup. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, friendly neighbor.
Oh, this is a wrong show to call. This is sports.
Neighbor, don't go sleep.
Never don't go sleep. This is sports show. Okay.
Sir?
This is the sports show, not
the morning drive. They don't drop the keys to that motor.
Okay, if you look at the World 11, FIFA Pro World 11, in goalkeeper is have Edison. In defense, the information they gave us is Real Madrid, Rudiger for Real Madrid, Van Dijk for Liverpool. I don't know what De Bruyne is doing there, but De Bruyne is there in the midfield. Rodri is there. Cruz made it, even though after his retirement, and Jude Bellingham at the midfield 4. In the striking position is Mbappe, Haaland, and Vinicius that make up the FIFA Pro World 11. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everybody in the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Yes, I'm going to come again. Yesterday.
Okay.
Yes, on your Vitalis Butchers that stop up bridge, aka on dine there.
And then the Quaggy.
When it is in the market, I did the Meggy for supposed to.
Okay, what's your pressure for today's game quickly?
The fact is that Atlanta wanted to win Real Madrid, I think, because of the Ben Lookman. I want that guy to win a CAF Champions award or something like that. So the fact is that Chelsea is going somewhere. I told you in time that we were going to carry this league this season. Okay. People didn't believe me. You will see it with your eyes.
Okay.
Chelsea is, I use my 2 eyes to see Chelsea very far. We are going to carry this league this time.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, finally, let's move out to our YouTube channel. And Anacletus will be saying at Nonso Hong, they are not going anywhere near the Premier League. Okay, let's see what that happens. Maresca is cooking something good at Chelsea. This is how we're going to end in today's show. Tomorrow, we discuss all the Champions League that happen today and preview tomorrow's game. Let's see who wins, if Atlanta is going to shock Real Madrid again, or if somebody will shock Liverpool is going to be shocked today. You know, they are still unbeaten in the Champions League. Oh, and have a new person here joining us on our YouTube, George. George, welcome to the show. He said, can we talk about how good Nottingham Forest are doing in the Premier League? George, okay. We discussed the Premier League yesterday. Probably we'll discuss it on another time on Friday.
Discuss it on Friday.
On Friday, we are going to discuss it again. But George, welcome to the show. We do this every day, Monday through to Saturday, every day, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. Nigerian time. We are Nigerians, Nigerian time, we are live. So welcome to the show. And my name is Godwin. I'll be seeing you tomorrow to discuss Champions League again. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage.
Take a break and enjoy the show.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great goal!
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State governor has sent us to the electricity bureau.
Gospel.
And let them have dominion. The kingdom of God is within people.
Odenibo.
Daalụnụ ndị be anyị ekene m unu Igbo ndị ọma njem ọnụ unu a na-emekwa ọfụma.
Awesome programs exclusively on Volt 104.3 FM.